Call to order the regular common council meeting, Monday, August 18th, 7 p.m. Roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Mark Wilman.
Yes.
Chris Wilman.
Yes. Next item is Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Confirmation of appropriate meeting notice.
It was noticed on Friday, August 15th. Agenda is posted at BMO Harris Bank, the Post Office, Library, and City Hall.
Council acceptance of the agenda.
I'll make that as a
accept.
motion.
Oops. Score one of them as a second.
Second, or whatever.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Personal appearances. Anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on anything that's not on the agenda? Looks like everybody's here for agenda items. Thank you. Minutes from August 4th.
Motion to approve. Second.
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Finance Committee with Ron.
All right, motion to approve bills and payroll list in the amount of $199,565.68.
Second.
Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
Mark Wilman.
Yes.
Chris Wilman.
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
That passes.
Motion to approve a new Class A beer and liquor license for Crowley's Family Foods, Jason Crowley, agent at 1211 North Main Street.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Mark Wilman.
Yes.
Chris Wilman.
Yes. That passes.
Motion to approve a new cigarette and tobacco license for Crowley's Family Foods.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah. Good luck with everything.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
Mark Wilman.
Yes.
Chris Wilman.
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
And that passes, and thank you for taking up the business in town here, and good luck also. Sorry to interrupt, Ron.
That's all right. Motion to approve public event packet for Chili Mania and the Chili Mania Chili Chase Fun Run. Waive the fees with Chili Mania to pick up half of the overtime. This is the same agreement we had last year.
Second.
Half of the cops' overtime. Make that clear.
Any further discussion?
Quarter century, that's pretty good.
Roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Mark Wilman.
Yes.
Chris Wilman.
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
That passes.
Motion to approve a temporary Class B beer license for Chili Mania on September 6th.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Mark Wilman.
Yes.
Chris Wilman.
Yes. And that passes. And good luck, and thank you again for the work you guys put into that.
Thanks, everyone.
Motion to purchase a new plow truck from Lakeside International / Monroe Equipment for the amount of $145,195 and a V-Box sander for $14,000.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
There was discussion at the last meeting about the warranty, and
Yeah.
we are going to wait until we get the price on that, I understand.
Correct.
So then how are we going to, we'll just have to approve it at the next meeting then? Is that how we'll do that? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Webb.
Yes.
Chris Wilman.
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Mark Wilman.
Yes.
And that passes.
And a motion to approve a memorandum of understanding between the City of Edgerton and ESH Enterprises LLC, the Swift Haven facility.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to congratulate everyone involved with this, another addition to you know, the Swift Haven down there. It was a really nice operation going on there, and evidently there's a need for it. So it's good that they chose to expand in Edgerton.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Webb?
Yes.
Mark Walner?
Yes.
Chris Weber?
Yes.
McIntyre?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
And that passes.
And that's all I have.
Thank you. Utility Commission.
Yes, utility met on Monday, August 11th. And first of all, there will not be any rate increases for 2015 for water rates. However, for sewer, we are recommending a 3% sewer rate increase effective December 1st, 2014. And by doing so, if we have a 3% increase, we're suggesting in 15 and 2018, and borrowing for the wastewater treatment plant in South Main Street. By 2019, we will still have a positive cash balance. So out of all the different options, that was the one that was recommended. Makes the most sense. We haven't had a rate increase since, for 2 years, 3 years?
2 years without.
2 years without.
Yep. So we're doing pretty good with suggesting just a 3% rate increase.
Is that a motion?
That is a motion.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis?
Yes.
McIntyre?
Yes. I thought you said.
Yes.
Mark Walner?
Yes.
Chris Weber?
Yes.
Webb?
Yes.
Yeah, that was Thomas has seconded, just for the record.
I passed either way.
Yeah, right. Just for the books.
Anything else from utilities?
No, nothing else.
Thank you. Public Works.
We're here to consider the medallion colors for the I-9039 bridge. Bring it
Are
to
your monitors? Would you like me to give some background on, or?
Be my
Okay.
guest.
The Public Works Committee met and looked at potential medallion colors. If you recall, we've had quite a conversation regarding the medallion. So what you see in front of you is, on what everyone else will see in a few moments in front of you, is the actual drawing of the bridge with the actual colors of the bridge as per the DOT specifications in their locations. So the 4 squares that you see on the lower left are the actual colors that were selected and then placed in there. You know, what is the fence color going to be? What is the parapet going to be? What is the structure, which is a dark brown band underneath it? So all of this is actual colors from the DOT. So we did our best to try to show people this is what it's going to look like. And that would be the medallion in one of its locations. It will be on 3 locations on each side of the bridge, of the Highway 59 bridge. So this is the center abutment. On the end 2 abutments, there will also be one of these medallions. So 6 total on the bridge, 3 on each side. So we investigated lots of colors, and I guess there are 2 options that we have to consider that are in the same neighborhood. The 2 options are this more orangish and this color, and I would say that, just as an aside, this color, the more muted color, is the actual color of the dark brown band, and then it's modified with a computer program to select in the same family, but it's a modification of that. So that obviously is a more subtle option than possibly this brighter option. So we, like I said, we investigated a really big range of colors, and I think we came to a conclusion that anything that's extremely bright, rather garish, probably is not appropriate. Red, of course, was a color we investigated because it's the local color of our community school, but it really looked like an advertising sign, and red, it fades to pink, unfortunately, many times in concrete, and so there was a concern that it would, after a few years, be actually pink. So So we could investigate whatever colors you'd like. After looking at a whole range, we came up with these two options as something that we thought looked kind of classy and made it stand out, but not like a advertising sign. So you can consider these two if you wish. If you have requests of other colors, we could look at those. I just don't have the ability to produce them right now for you.
What is the actual approximate size of this medallion?
I think it's 5.5 feet in diameter.
Well, it's not a true circle, it's elliptical, isn't it?
It is actually, in reality, a true circle. It may
It is?
appear on this computer screen to be something other than that, but it is a circle in reality.
Okay. 5.5 feet, you said?
And that's an estimation, yes. I don't recall the exact dimension, but it's in that neighborhood.
Blends in. Could you go to the next one, please, Ramona?
Sure, I can.
You almost lose the sun.
Yeah, but that one's brighter because the sunshine.
I just think it looks really good in color. I mean,
Just in color in general?
in color. I mean, you can really tell what it is. I know that we had a lot of discussion of, you couldn't really tell what it was, but I think in color you could.
Could you go back one more time?
I can.
I feel like I'm getting my eyes checked.
Yeah. You know, after you look at the other one, this almost looks like a reddish tone.
It does have,
A little bit of red, yeah.
Yeah, almost a terracotta. I like this one.
I'm going to make a motion to go with bridge rendering 1A.
this one?
Yep. Second.
Oh, they have actually, oh, yeah, excellent. They're actually titled. Thank my husband for that.
We're all over it. We see it.
What's the title?
Bridge rendering
1A.
1A in the lower left-hand corner.
Is this finally settled then? You know?
The only other decision will be cost, and we are still working diligently to see if we can have somebody locally produce it, which will significantly reduce the cost and also makes for a great project. So that's the goal, is to still try to see if we can get that accomplished.
I thought there was going to be one like in the middle with the other place,
Well,
but
me
there's
too,
three, so
that's-
it's...
So why 3 on one side? Because that's not normal, is it?
Because there's 3 supports to your bridge, the abutments in your center.
Yep.
The bridge in Janesville, I believe, is not over the abutment, it's in the center of the span.
Right.
So I think there's 2 on their bridge, on each side.
And I know, I think in Madison, there's just 1 in the middle, unless, I'm going to look closer.
Unless you had Tony Frank's. There's one in the middle,
Is there-
and there's one on the wall,
Okay.
across, which you can see really good from there.
There's 3 on one, I think,
Probably on that.
pedestrian bridge near Fish, there's, I think, 3 along that retaining wall. So the standard, we don't get a vote on that, that's a DOT standard
Yeah,
that they have
I-
decided, so
okay.
they have said that,
I'm okay with it, I just don't know if I've noticed 3 at other,
We
in
only have
other
to notice
areas.
one,
And the one I notice is usually the one in the middle,
usually, because that's,
because I'm in the middle lane, because I'm driving towards the post. But, no, that's
down
fine.
in the left lane, huh?
Any input from the audience on the colors?
I was just going to say, we got,
I think it sticks out, the sun and the sailboat really sticks out.
Yeah.
Blends nicely still, so it doesn't, like Ramona was saying, look too garish per se.
yeah, the other one, you tend to lose the sun a little bit.
You lose the sun, I like the brightness
This
on the
looks
next
like
one,
it's
but
sun setting.
And I think this color's going to fade more evenly with the bridge too as well, I think.
Well, that's what's like key important too, or long-term, that's what the town chairperson was worried about too, you know, less messing around with it down the line, at fault, you know.
Well, that's what the town chairperson goes with. I think we do it.
Yeah, well, Evan Sayre, me and Chris and Ramon were there, and he talked quite a lot about that, you know, how Evan is, and so it seems like everything's fitting in place pretty good.
Okay, motion and second to go with 1A. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mark Wilma,
Yes.
Davis,
yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Chris Wellman,
Yes.
Webb,
Yes.
McIntyre.
Yes.
And that passes.
This is just on one bridge, the Newville Bridge, nothing on the bridge out by the truck stop?
the 51 bridge, the town of Albion has decided to do something on their own.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully they will pick something that will be suitable and have something on that too. That'll be a nice addition. But they've decided to do their own.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Plan Commission.
Parks.
I skipped it. Oh, I crossed it off already. That's why I skipped it. Parks. Anybody got something from Parks?
We continued discussion on possibly repairing the roads at Racetrack Park, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Plan Commission. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Motion to approve first reading City of Edgerton Ordinance 14-07, amendment to Chapter 22, Section 22.3045 AA, vehicle repair and maintenance incidental to indoor sales and service land use.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, could I get a little detail on that?
Sure.
Yes, this is an ordinance amendment, so it isn't specific to a property. So it's changing the regulations of the zoning ordinance, and it will allow for, in the B1 district, which is the neighborhood or small-scale commercial district, it would allow for vehicular repair as an accessory use to retail sales. So if you have a retail sales, like we'll use Citgo as an example because it's functioned that way for many, many years. There's a component that is retail sales, but there was car repair in a portion of the building. That's historically how these buildings were made. The B1 district doesn't allow for any vehicular repair because it's a small lot district, and vehicular repair demands a lot of outside storage. So this is I'll describe it as kind of almost a compromise ordinance that says if it's a secondary use to a primary retail use, and it's restricted to how much of the space is actually of the building is used for the vehicular sale, hopefully it would be a way to allow some of these buildings that are otherwise difficult to redevelop to have a use, but not have the vehicular repair become what's wagging, the tail that's wagging the dog, and then you have the issues with too many cars on a small lot. So the Plan Commission has discussed this and believes that because it's a conditional use, in addition, it's an accessory use, like secondary, but it's also conditional, it provides a Plan Commission with what they thought was enough control to make this modification to the ordinance.
Right.
Yeah, there's...
Anyone else? Roll call.
Glenn?
Yes.
McIntyre?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Mark Walner?
Yes.
Chris Wallace?
Yes.
And that passes.
And a motion to introduce and approve first reading of City of Edgerton Ordinance 14-08, amendment to Chapter 24 Floodplain Wetland Ordinance.
Second.
Any questions?
No, I read that whole packet, word for word. I'm all
Bet you
good.
did. You should have let him explain it.
3
You
times
probably
over,
could have.
you know.
That was a long one.
Oh, while he was digesting his on quick check.
Yes.
On digesting.
Yeah, time.
So if there's any questions, ask Alderperson Chris Wellnitz over there. Roll call.
Glenn?
Yes.
Mark Walner?
Yes.
Chris Wallace?
Yes.
McIntyre?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
And that passes.
And that's all we got for planning.
Consider disallowance of claim filed by Thomas Prater. There's no background in there. Come through utilities. Sounds like it was kind of delayed on getting the claim in.
Yes, the letter from the insurance company on page 12 and 13. And if you were to approve this, it reduces the time. It doesn't, that's really the effect of your passing this motion. But the insurance company has disallowed the claim.
Motion to disallow the claim by Thomas Prater.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Glenn?
Yes.
Mark Walner?
Yes.
Chris Wallace?
Yes.
McIntyre?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
And that passes. Consider mayor's recommendation to appoint Joe Zanter to the Police Commission and Linda Chabukas to the Housing Authority.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to appoint Joe Zanter to the Police Commission and Linda Chabukas to the Housing
I'll
Authority.
second.
Any discussion?
No, some fine choices.
Roll call.
Mark Walner?
Yes.
McIntyre?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Chris Wallace?
Yes.
Yes.
And that passes.
Sure.
Mayor, alderperson, and staff reports, I've got a couple things. Fire Department Festival was Saturday, and everything went off real well. We had a pretty good crowd. And considering what we've been dealing with, it worked out rather well. We have a meeting tomorrow night to discuss capital projects and...
Long-term finance.
Yeah, that's it. Get some things done, hopefully. And we don't meet now prior, well, other than that, so everyone have a happy and safe Labor Day. Summer's gone. And then the one big item here. Alderperson Ron Webb left me a note the other night, and I will reluctantly read it. Mayor Chris Lund, all good things must come to an end. Please accept my resignation from the position of alderman effective August 31st, 2014. Respectfully, Ronald Webb.
Motion to deny.
It's not on the agenda. We'll have to put that on.
Put it on the agenda.
We'll get a special council meeting for that. Ron, I'm really, it's kind of heartbreaking, I guess, but I've been here with you most of the time you've been here.
A lot of the time, yep.
Tough shoes to fill. Thank you for your time, and hopefully this freed up time will work out good for the things that you want to do.
I hope so.
And is there anyone else that has anything?
Ron, when I first got involved in 1992 in the city, you were around, and a lot of things have happened, Ron. Me and Chris got involved about the same year around there, and just look around. What happened, Ron was a big part of that. So I congratulate you, Ron.
Thank you.
You're going to be missed.
I just wish you well, Ron.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to work with.
And that goes back into the 80s too, don't it, Ron?
1981.
Yeah, you bet.
There's not much of a break in there.
10 years.
Looking back, that's not much anymore, is it?
No.
I mean, Ron, you were with Norm Burdick,
Yeah.
and stuff. Vicky Zick.
Back in the days when we didn't have agendas. The typical meeting lasted 2.5 hours
Oh, yeah.
because we couldn't get Norman Nordiesky to shut up.
I was sitting in the audience back in the 80s and watched it.
Yeah, seen a lot of changes, most of them good. Seen the city die and come back. And it's not easy. But 23 years is enough.
Maybe you want to do that one last time.
The close.
Number 11, no, you can do that. I've done that one. I've done that one enough.
That's why he's leaving. He's sick of saying those long sentences.
See, you should have ran for this job. You don't have to do them over here. I didn't mind doing them.
You got more meetings than I got. Which is hard to believe sometimes.
Well, then if we're ready for number 11,
Sounds good.
motion to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.851E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investigating of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Discuss and consider request to purchase Charger lot located by the city garage.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Mark Thomas,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yep.